Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor 3. The trilogy just took place in the main event of UFC 264. Poirier versus McGregor 3, and Conor McGregor goes down at the end of round 1 due to an injury to his leg. He tries to step on his leg completely gives way, and the bottom of his leg towards the bottom of his shin completely shatters and gives way, snaps his own ankle and bottom of his leg, and down goes Conor McGregor. Referee has to step in because McGregor's basically broken his leg, essentially, and he can't do anything about it, and the referee steps in. Dustin Poirier gets the job done. Originally, when I watched it, I thought Dustin Poirier put him down with a punch, because there was a punch that went towards Conor McGregor's face, and from the angle we were looking at, I thought maybe Dustin Poirier had landed it, and down goes Conor McGregor, and then the fight's over. After watching it back, no, the punch did not land from Dustin Poirier. McGregor's foot literally gave way from him stepping on it and completely snapped, and down goes Conor McGregor. In my opinion, even though I believe, and let's get to this as well before I even talk about my opinion on the stoppage, Dustin Poirier was probably going to beat Conor McGregor. I picked Dustin Poirier to beat Conor McGregor by 3rd round TKO. I thought maybe it would take a little bit longer this time, but eventually Dustin Poirier would get the job done over Conor McGregor. He's too good as the rounds go on. Maybe McGregor would have a chance early, but as the rounds go on, McGregor's going to get worse and worse. Poirier's going to get better and better. McGregor's going to lose more and more power. And it seemed like Dustin Poirier was going to go on to win that fight. At the end of the first round, he's landing good elbows on Conor McGregor, gets him down after a bit of a collision in the clinch. Both guys landing good shots on the feet. McGregor actually getting the better of the feet exchanges massively in this fight compared to the last one. He was really easily beating Dustin Poirier on the feet. Eventually, Poirier lands a good shot on McGregor's chin. A couple of good shots on McGregor. They go for the clinch. McGregor pulls a guillotine as Poirier goes for a takedown. You never pull guillotines at high level MMA. It does not work. Poirier's the master at knowing that. He eventually got out of the guillotine, ended up on top, landed big elbows. He would have probably went on to finish Conor McGregor in round 2 in my opinion. However, let's be real, this ain't a fucking win. And people out there are going to be angry that I just said that. Let's be real. This is literally a fluke accident. I know people are going to mention, dude, you don't understand, there was a kick that was checked. After that kick was checked, McGregor floated around like nothing happened whatsoever. Front kicked Poirier in the stomach, went for spinning attacks again, went for punches on the feet, went for leg kicks again and landed good leg kicks again on Dustin Poirier. The check, in my opinion, that they are talking about leading to the end of Conor McGregor did absolutely nothing to Conor McGregor. He fair enough checked a little bit of it, but then even then it wasn't even a great check. It's not like he even turned the shin into Conor McGregor's foot and made McGregor just kick straight on shin or straight on the knee. McGregor literally landed the kick above the knee of Dustin Poirier, still in a hard area, so there is going to be some damage done there if it is checked. However, he landed it on a good position on the knee of Dustin Poirier. We see this happen time in, time out in every single MMA fight. Fighters throw these kicks, shin to shin, absolutely fucking nothing happens every single time they do it. Now, for Conor McGregor's big trilogy against Dustin Poirier, his leg completely snaps because he stepped on it. Weird. But that's what happened. And McGregor haters out there that literally solely tuned into this to watch McGregor lose and hope for the end of Conor McGregor will justify this like it's a KO win for Poirier. I'm seeing Instagram comments like, McGregor weak chin. I seriously have seen comments like that. People are acting as though Poirier just KO'd Conor McGregor in round 1. It's ridiculous to me. In my opinion, this is kind of 1-1-1. And I don't care. I genuinely don't care. I'll stand up for it. I'll take the fucking negative comments. I don't care. The check did nothing. He immediately went back to chewing up Poirier with kicks afterwards like nothing even happened. He didn't even look weird moving on his leg after the check happened whatsoever. He looked absolutely normal after the check happened. Not a single reaction in the face of Conor McGregor as he checked that kick. Poirier, by the way, checked the kick of Conor McGregor. No reaction from the face of Conor McGregor. Immediately afterwards, he steps right back on it. Absolutely fine. Goes for a front kick to the stomach with that exact same foot. And jams his ball of his foot into Poirier's guts. And he was landing that front kick quite a bit in that fight. Now, Poirier was winning the round, definitely 10-9. I don't think it was a 10-8 round, and we can get into this as well. 2 judges had it scored 10-8 in round 1. I don't know how that's possible, McGregor, fair play, did lose the round, but he was up on total strikes. He landed a lot of shots on bottom, landed a bunch of elbows on bottom. Poirier landed good elbows on top, but McGregor was winning the first 2 minutes, I want to say, of that fight. Landing good shots on the feet, really outclassing Poirier on the feet in that fight. Then eventually Dustin Poirier gets him to the ground, starts landing some elbows. I have no idea how that's considered a 10-8 round in two of the judges' eyes. I genuinely have no idea how the judges have found that a 10-8 round. In any way, it was a good win from Dustin Poirier in round 1. He won the round, no doubt in my mind. Landed good elbows on top, landed some good ground and pound. McGregor eventually got back to his feet, but man, what a fluky way to end a fight. And now I guess we just have to fucking live with this shit. And the commentary will scramble and be like, oh, this was why Poirier won, and trust me, Poirier actually really beat him, and McGregor might not be able to hang. Literally a freak injury. We don't know anything from this. I picked Poirier to win. I wanted him to win for my pick. I kind of wanted McGregor to win, sorry. I did want McGregor to win. I want him to win. I want more views on my channel. Every single time McGregor fights, I get a ton of views. I like it very much indeed. But I picked Poirier to win because I thought he was going to. This basically isn't a win, in my opinion. I know it's technically a win. Poirier gets his hand raised. He did nothing to make that leg do what it did. He literally rolled over on his ankle while trying to throw a punch, and his leg completely snaps. His leg was absolutely fine before that. I know a lot of people are going to mention that check, and the Weasel is going to mention that check in his what really happened and that, and he'll look at the check and he'll say, this is where McGregor broke his leg, and then it just broke afterwards. I genuinely don't buy that bullshit whatsoever. How many fighters do you see check kicks? Non-stop, nothing happens. Nothing happens. He literally slammed a front kick into the guts of Poirier after that leg kick was checked. Went into him afterwards, landed another leg kick on Poirier, landed good shots on the feet on Poirier, was going for spinning attacks on Poirier, got the clinch, went for a guillotine, got feet on hips many times, landed up kicks on bottom, landed elbows on bottom as well, up kick after up kick after up kick, broken foot, bullshit, went for feet on hips again, pushed Poirier off of him with feet on hips, Poirier ended up back on top. That's not a broken foot. McGregor is literally doing normal things with his foot against Dustin Poirier. Absolutely normal things, like nothing has even happened. No one could even tell there was a problem with his leg until Poirier mentioned it. Might have been from that check that I did earlier on. Poirier was literally finding any way to justify himself winning that fight officially, but he got the job done. He got his hand raised. But man, what a bullshit way to win a fight. Straight up, it's absolute bullshit, randomness, luck, RNG. It's sad, but he was winning anyway. And it takes away from Poirier as well. I thought Poirier was going to win. He was winning that fight. He probably would have went on to get a second round TKO. This is such a bullshit end, man. Biggest fight of the year. Ends in absolute fucking bullshit. I fucking hate this dumb, random sport that makes no fucking sense. Someone gets their fucking legs chewed up for 5 rounds and nothing happens. Someone checks 50 kicks in a row and nothing happens to the guy who they're checking the kicks of. Nothing happens whatsoever. Blachowicz checks 50 Adesanya kicks. Shin to foot every single time. Blachowicz has a much bigger shin than Adesanya. Nothing happens at all to Adesanya. One check that's not even it, and then he randomly steps on it, and his leg gives way and snaps. That doesn't even happen in old people's homes. Name the last time you've heard a story of an old person literally breaking their leg from stepping on it. That doesn't happen. This is literally a random fluke occurrence. Poirier was winning anyway. Don't take this away from Poirier. He probably would have gone on to win, but this is just a random way of ending the fight. And this is it. This is the reality we live under now, and McGregor's going to have to come back against someone else. I don't know who he's going to come back against, but apparently he wants to come back and get back in there. He's going to have to recover for at least 6 to 8 weeks. Then he's going to have to recondition the shin. Will it ever be the same again because his leg literally snapped in half? It's just the worst possible outcome. I'll take a one-punch KO from Poirier over this shit. On a real, I will. A one-punch KO straight away in the first round from Poirier, completely random. McGregor just gets chinned because apparently he doesn't have a chin anymore. I'll take that over this. This is just a random finish that I guarantee you every person in the MMA media that's in the mainstream and that has a Dagestani fan base and that kind of stuff, and they don't like Conor McGregor, and they call him delusional and all that stuff, they will find any way to tell you that that check of a kick was what did that to McGregor. A check of a kick does not leave a time bomb in your leg to snap 5 minutes later. In any way. The leg kick was checked. He immediately rammed it into the guts of Poirier like nothing happened. His leg was absolutely fine. He randomly steps on it funny. There goes his leg, completely snapped in half. What the fuck, man? It's 6 a.m. I'm still not digesting this. What absolute bullshit. But well done, Poirier. He was winning. I picked him to win. I thought he would win. But man, McGregor was chewing up his leg, landing good shots to the body on Poirier. Maybe in the second round, Poirier would slow down a little bit. Maybe McGregor lands a couple more leg kicks in the first 2 minutes of round 2. A couple of front kicks to the body in round 2 as well. Now all of a sudden, Poirier's limping around the octagon. Like, what a random, most perfectly shit way to end this entire card. Amazing card, by the way. Again, have no idea how two judges had that 10-8. I don't have any clue how they had it 10-8. Poirier was up 36-27 on significant strikes and down on total strikes 43-36. McGregor had the only submission attempt in the fight as well. How is that a 10-8 round? It makes zero sense. But two judges had it 10-8. How did they have that 10-8? That's the weirdest part about this. Two 10-8s. Chandler Oliveira wasn't a 10-8. Like, think about some of the stuff that wasn't a 10-8. Barcelos versus Valiev. He got knocked down twice and almost finished twice in that round. And he did nothing back to Barcelos in round 2. That wasn't a 10-8 round. This is a 10-8 round because it's McGregor, I guess. It's just sad, but that's just how it goes. This is the sport we're in. Randomness occurs. Poirier's going to act like he won. Like, man. Like, people even talking about how, it looked like maybe Poirier landed a punch that made McGregor's ankle snap. He literally randomly snapped his leg out of nowhere. Like, McGregor was chewing. I'm so angry because people are going to be in the comments here talking about how I'm salty and all that. I'm just telling the fucking truth. It was a fluke loss. And it could have been a different result. And it's so annoying that this is how the UFC is going to push it forward. This is how they're going to push it forward. Oh, it was a legit win for Poirier. Don't take away from Poirier's win. We're pushing him against Charles Oliveira next. Like, what a sad, the perfectly shit outcome. That's what this was. The most bullshit thing that could have happened other than an eye poke stoppage. Straight up. Other than an eye poke or groin shot stoppage, this is the most perfectly shit outcome that possibly could have happened. Biggest card of the year. This is why boxing does better than MMA sometimes. Because with boxing, nothing like this ever fucking happens ever. Not any chance. In any way, anything like this happens in boxing. But MMA. And I picked Poirier. I'm saying it how it is. That's just a random occurrence. And then they talk shit afterwards, I guess. Still talking about how Poirier's wife's in his DMs. Poirier talking shit afterwards. I guess he was humble about it and stuff like that. He was talking shit to McGregor, talking about karma. McGregor left on a stretcher, as he said Poirier would. That perfectly didn't work out for Conor McGregor. What a fucking sad thing. Apparently it's not over yet. So maybe if McGregor comes in there and fights RDA, who he had an altercation with before, maybe he fights another guy. I don't even really know anymore. But this is kind of 1-1-1 to me, man. On a real, like, I feel like we don't get the answer. For a trilogy ender, this is the shit that happens in 1 or 2. Then the trilogy decides it for real. We had a trilogy to decide it for real, and it ended in the shittest way possible. And everyone's acting like Poirier just KO'd McGregor in round 1. It's so bullshit. Fighters, oh my god, karma for McGregor, and oh my god, easy win for Poirier. Like, yeah, it was an easy win. He didn't even do anything after landing the shots on the ground. He didn't do anything to the leg of McGregor, and the leg of McGregor completely gave way and snapped in half. I'm going to get dislikes on this video. That's exactly what happened. The check did nothing. I'm looking for any way that the check did something. I looked so many highlights back. So many highlights. I've been looking at the check. Nothing happened. McGregor went straight back to business like nothing happened. No reaction on his face whatsoever in pain. And just went straight back to kicking the shit out of Poirier like nothing fucking happened. He gets back up on his feet after wearing it on the ground, taking some shots, landing some elbows back, landing some landed some up kicks with that leg. Poirier even landed a good calf kick on McGregor in the fight on the opposite leg, so it wasn't even that one. His leg randomly fucking gave out. I went 10-2 on the card overall. Really good night of predictions. Worst possible outcome. And he might never be the same afterwards. So that's kind of that done. And people are just happy that McGregor lost. And it's so sad because the sport's literally dying as we speak. But the card was good and produced many good stars. But if McGregor loses again, we're never selling 1 million pay-per-views ever again. But that's okay, I guess, because Irishman bad. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button up there. Toodle pip. I'll see you later. Goodbye.